See if people can guess what uniform you're wearing, especially.
Yeah,
That one's
it's
gonna be
great.
hard. That one's gonna be
Good
real
stuff.
hard. Some people will get mine, I bet. But
Well, did you get that shirt from me?
yeah, this is one of the ones that
They're
This one's
awesome.
like brand new ones from like '98 or something like that.
Yeah. Like, cause I had a bunch of them, and I'm like, or you're like, God, I'd love to have some of those, and I'm like,
these are all my perfect size, and you're like, get rid of them. I can't give them away, basically.
right. Well, I mean,
So,
I they were taking up space. Like, I sold a lot of them, and people were like
yeah,
really happy.
they're so
And I was like,
fucking comfortable. And now I
yep.
get asked all the time. Everyone's like, "How do you roll your sleeves so perfect?" I'm like,
Mm.
by like your 1000th time of doing it, you'll be this good. I promise.
Yeah, you don't do it while it's on your person. You do it beforehand.
Exactly. You got to take it
Right.
off and make sure it's all cinched and stretched and nice.
Yep.
So people don't get it, but like, yeah, sleeve rolling's an art form, and it is a lost art form, unfortunately.
Yeah, and usually what sucks is like it's not a flex or anything, but like my arms are usually like too big when I put the
Oh, for
sleeves
sure.
on. When I
Some
put them
shit I
on,
can't. Like, I'm not even
right,
in that good a shape. Like, my biceps aren't that
right,
big.
me
Even
either.
these
Yep.
are like tight. So
Yes, and it's like I'm not in good shape either. Like back when I was in shape, my arms weren't that much bigger than they are now, but like they were less jelly
muscular.
like.
Yeah.
And it was like, Christ, trying to roll up the sleeves on some of that shit. It's like
Yep.
it's not made for a guy. It's made for a European guy. You know.
Yeah. The skinny, tiny people. Yeah.
Right. Right. So.
Ugh.
But yeah, tonight I figured we should Wednesdays we should start doing what we did on Friday, like the would you rather scenario.
But yeah, the very detailed scenarios questions. And
Right.
then the super chat people can do theirs too and chime in if they want us to do one. It's a good
Yes,
way.
exactly. So we'll do that. Like we're gonna just be talking basically. But yeah, if you guys want to have a suggestion or whatever for what firearm would you take in this specific scenario, like we're doing super chats tonight as a fundraiser for the Mike Birch Heart Fund. I don't know. I had to come up with something.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
It could be
no,
me Tokarev funds because I bought one.
yeah, you finally got a toke.
I did.
And
I caved in on it, and they're supposed to ship it tomorrow, I think.
well, AIM's, yeah, they're usually pretty good at
2 to 3 days, and that was on Monday. So
yeah, AIM is pretty good, so don't worry about it. I've been buying shit from them since I was in Iraq.
well, I'm not worried
and
about it not showing up or anything like that. I'm just like,
no, but like they're pretty quick. Like even
do they
nowadays,
give
like
you like a notice when they ship?
yeah, you get an
Okay.
email.
Yeah, I haven't got one of those yet, or maybe it went to spam. Everything I got from
No,
them went to spam. So.
mine haven't shipped yet, so yours hasn't shipped.
All right, fair.
But yeah, those Type 54s, those are awesome pistols. Like
Yeah, I got one of the last ones apparently, because like I checked like 2 hours later. I was telling more people about them, and they were gone. So
yeah, then they probably put more on because like I checked it, but yeah, when I sent that out, there were like over 100 of them in stock, and then recently it was like 20.
Yep.
And then they're probably sold out now. But
yep, I checked earlier. They're gone. Yeah.
okay, cool. We got the first super chat. All right, I'll go first. How about that? We'll just go. I'll go first.
Okay,
and
you
then
go
you
first.
go. Would I rather take an M16 or an FN FAL into Vietnam? I presume like as an infantryman.
Wait. I got one more specification. What year is this and which model of each?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So the man Dan, you gotta specify a year and which model, because model of M16 makes a huge difference, you know? And
Well,
FPL is gonna be pretty much the same, but like
yeah.
if you got an M16 like slick side fuck and issued no cleaning kit, that kind of sucks.
Right, but it wasn't. I mean that's kind of like that's also. Yeah, I mean, okay.
Yeah, that's why I just want to be clear, you know, like because you know they came out with the A1s, and
yeah, but here's the thing: is the XM16E1 was not actually as bad as like the FUD lore makes it out to be.
Yeah, I know.
So chrome line barrel is fun.
Chrome line's nice. That's good for corrosion and wet.
But okay, so if I was at the peak of the war, which would be 68, 69, so they'd have that. All right. I would actually rather have the M16. Here's why. Jungle terrain, from what I've been told and what I've seen, looking through this, is really shitty. And the whole my knockdown power, my 5.5 or 223 doesn't stop anything, whatever. Okay, well, I've seen plenty of pictures of dead Vietnamese soldiers, whether they're Viet Cong or North Vietnamese Army, who have little tiny holes punched into them and they're dead. Okay. And they're just stacking the body.
Many holes.
2, 3.
Oh, all the FALs were 1.
Right.
No, yeah.
Yeah, right. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The M16 was lighter weight.
For sure.
The FAL is a good rifle. I love that rifle. You guys know that, and Devin knows that. It's a great rifle. In that specific environment, I'd rather have an M16.
Blows in the jungle, actually.
Right. And so I'd rather
the Australian one, no chrome line barrels, and their tolerances were high, actually, compared to a lot of other FALs. They didn't hold up well in the jungle. The FAL.
Yep. So I'd rather if I was in Vietnam, unfortunately, found myself there, I'd rather have an M16 than an FAL because of the weight. The ergonomics of it are pretty good. It's lightweight. The ergonomics are fantastic. The FAL is okay too. It's not bad,
sure,
but it's a lot heavier. The ammo weighs a lot more. It's not. I think okay. So I always bitch about the M16 and the forward assist, right?
Yeah.
And I think a forward assist could be good on a lot of different weapons, because like the FAL, if you get a malfunction in there, you have to literally pound the shit out of the side.
Mortar that fucking thing open, yeah.
Right. And also, it won't open. And it's like, okay, I get that. So I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. Like actually,
but that also comes as a benefit, having that charging handle though, because if it doesn't close, you could literally just
rack it. But yeah, it's like, you can pound it. Same with the M16. You can do the same thing. Because I've seen it done.
It's done. Yeah, I probably wouldn't with some of them aluminum parts unless you really, really fucking had to.
Right, but that's what I mean. Like, you can do it.
You can do it. It is doable, but like you might be fucking your gun entirely because it's all aluminum, So
right, and so I'd rather. Long story short, I'd rather have an M16 in Vietnam than an FAL.
Fair.
It's a weird position, but like, yeah, that's it. You.
So I agree. I would take an M16 because it is a lot lighter, and it by the kind of towards the A1 era, you are getting a chrome line barrel. You are getting the forward assist. You are getting the birdcage flash hider rather than the 3-prong that bent so easy and stuff like that. And then it's so much lighter, so it's much easier to carry around until I find an AK or an SKS. So
yeah, but then how are you going to supply your ammo?
It's everywhere. It's Vietnam.
Right, but let's be honest. Let's be honest here.
I mean, and honestly, like if I had to probably take one gun, it'd be the M1 carbine because they brought a shit ton of those to the country to give to the South Vietnamese. That'd probably be my first go-to.
Yeah, Dan's question was, the M16.
Specifically, but no, I'd take an M16 honestly over the Australian SLR because they were the only ones who brought the FAL, and they actually had a ton of problems with it, almost as many as the very first M16 had for a lot of the same reasons. So. But it's going to be heavy. It's going to be the wood handguard. The wood handguards would break down because they'd get so waterlogged.
And also the the interesting thing is like in that environment, the ability to have fully automatic capability for like a massive assault or whatever, it's actually pretty good. And the SLR is again semi-automatic, which is fine.
Yep.
But if you need that full auto shit, the M60 is just not, it's like, what I mean? Like you're facing a huge
And the
assault,
90% of the time you're not doing anything, it's plastic. So like
right,
it's light to carry around. It's got a carry handle so
right,
you can, maneuver it easy and stuff. Like
right.
it not that the FAL didn't have a carry handle because it did, but it was a swiveling fucker, so
Yep. So yeah, that's a good question, and it's probably not the answer that everybody was expecting. But in that particular environment, yes, I would carry the M16.
for sure.
So
Given those two choices, I'd pick an M16 in that environment. Yeah.
right, yeah, and it's yeah, everything's got its problems, but
And I'm not a fan of the AR at all, but like lightweight for when you're not doing anything, especially when you're carrying shit in that heat. 90% of the time, you're not going to need the gun anyway.
that's the thing. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the FAL is heavy, it's big, it's longer.
Yeah, it is
And
way longer, and it's probably 50% heavier. So.
all right, just got to blow my nose and get this huge booger that was sitting there, almost making
fun.
me sneeze. Got it out. Nice.
Fun.
It's very dry. It's very
It is,
dry.
and with all the fall hitting us so hard now,
Yep.
all the allergens are in full swing.
Yeah, it's been a bad allergy season. Like in the spring, the summer it really didn't wane. It's been a bad allergy season, like period.
Yeah, it has. I can attest to that. That's for sure.
Yep.
No. Well, now that we got that answered, do you wanna pop a question?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I got a good one after you're done. I got a good one.
Well, why don't we just stick on the Vietnam topic, right? You are a Viet Cong soldier, not NVA. You're Viet Cong in South Vietnam. You have a smorgasbord of weapons to choose from.
Shit tons,
Your supply line for all of them is kind of shoddy.
Hit or miss, yeah.
You are operating near Saigon. Not in Saigon, but like outside of it. Just, so you've got some different terrain, different things to deal with. What main firearm would you choose and why?
Well, Saigon's a super big city. I know
you're outside of it.
Yep, I know. But like I know a bunch of French stuff came into that area because it was such a massive city.
Yep. Oh, also the year is 68.
68. Okay, so that's kind of late. A lot of the French stuff is gone by then.
Right.
So because it was earlier in the war, I would have because the French were there until the 50s, the mid 50s.
54. Yep.
Yep. So there would have been a lot of French shit for the first like 4 or 5 years of the
So
war.
we're in 68 right now.
Yep.
The supply line of the French ammo is dwindling.
Yep, very, very pretty much gone. So in that case, I'd probably just have to say SKS. That'd probably be the go-to. It was the go-to for a lot of time early in the war while the AKs were still trickling in. So SKS would probably have to be the go-to. I think that's my
Why
choice.
is that?
Well, because it would be the thing that I would have the most ammo access to. It would be the most common thing for parts if something did go wrong because they'd been trickling into the country literally since 55. And then you don't really start seeing the AKs until the mid 60s. And even then, they're still not in great numbers till about 71, 72.
Right. And that's at the NVA, too. That's not even with the Viet Cong.
So the Viet Cong are going to get all the second line stuff, the Mosins, the French crap, the SKSs. So that would be my choice. I'd have to say the SKS.
Yep, mine as well.
For sure.
For that scenario, yep. That's a pretty interesting time, and like the Viet Cong, they had everything.
They did have everything. I like early on where they're smoking guys with labels.
Yeah, and Berthiers. Yeah, it's like, but then the ammo dried up, and it's like, well, okay, you got 5 rounds. That's all we can scrounge. So you're on guard duty, way behind the lines.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right, go ahead.
All right. So you are a South African tribal about to attack Rorke's Drift. All right, in the 1880s. What weapon do you choose?
Well, I don't have. See, that's kind of a weird question because I don't have firearms. Like I have captured maybe a couple captured
You
firearms.
have firearms. You have crude matchlocks or spears.
Right, and it's like, so I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a stupid question, but not really. But like, it's
it's a very historically accurate question. So the British barely won that. So
right because of the numbers, though. That's the huge thing. Is like,
fair
like they were highly outnumbered.
for sure. But it was also a very nice day when they attacked Rorke's Drift. So if that factors into the matchlock, you don't really need to keep it dry or anything. It is a rifled matchlock, if that makes anything better.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Because where am I sitting? Within 1,000 yards, you're well within range of the Martini Henry.
The Martini Henry, yeah.
And that's an accurate rifle.
Yep, that's right. The average kill distance at Rorke's Drift was 15 feet.
Right, I get that, but like you could be reached out and touched.
Yep.
And if I could be guaranteed to be in the back, or like, not on the assaulting,
not being a spear chucker. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so let me think about this.
I'm like, this is gonna throw Mike an absolute curveball. Like,
Yeah, because I had to think about this. Like, am I going to do any good?
Because
you're
they
talking a match like a
access
muzzleloader,
to guns.
right?
Like, they did actually have some guns. They
Yeah,
did
but
have a lot of single shots. They had hunting rifles of the day. They had a lot of like stuff,
but not great. No. And so they're all muzzleloaders, right?
Shot out, a lot of it worn out, a lot of muzzleloaders, stuff like that. So
that's what I mean. Like, so you're talking for me a matchlock muzzleloading rifle, I guess. Because they had rifle barrels
in the range of like 70 plus caliber, too.
Yeah, so you're looking at about 200 yards maximum effective range.
Yeah,
tops. Okay, I would. Let's see, because they can hit me, but there was a lot of close combat. I would say a matchlock at about 200 to 300 yards. Because at that point, I could just be like artillery, basically, like very cheap
support, because they're going to be all worried about spear chuckers,
Sure, which rightfully so, because spears will fucking kill you.
Yeah, they will. That's at the time where the body armor was a pith helmet and a wool shirt. So
right. So yeah, I would take a matchlock rifle and or musket, and if I was allowed to sit at like 200 to 300 yards and just lob rounds, that's what I would do.
Perfect. I agree. I feel like that's probably the best scenario out of that.
Right, but I'm still well within range. Like, it's easy to see 300 yards, especially in that terrain. Like,
yep.
So I'm not.
But yeah, pretty flat. So
yeah. So yeah, that's my answer.
Perfect. I kind of figured you would pick that, but it's definitely a curveball question. So.
Oh no, it was, because I'm like, a spear, like, if you get in there, or when you get in there really close.
They got in there, and
I know they did. They killed
that fucked people up. Holy shit, did they fuck people up?
Right. So. It's like, yeah, it's that. So yeah, it was very close. It's not like I was just saying, oh, it's a gun because I take the gun because spears are outdated. No. In that scenario, I'd be somebody that
4-1, and they damn near wiped out the British there. So.
Oh yeah, like the only reason that story is told is because there was a couple of them.
There's like a handful of people that lived.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and they had rifles, and they got destroyed by spears and arrows. Some of them
wicker shields. And stuff. Yeah. So.
Yep, like hide shields. Yeah, it's fucking insane. So the close second would be the spear and the shield.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's your choices basically, is a musket or a spear and a shield. So.
Right. So yeah, it's. I mean,
so
yeah, but
poking them with your bare hands. So.
Right, but it's closer than you'd think. Like, it's like, well.
And here, those guys, they knew how to throw a spear. They knew how to fight.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Like, those people knew what the fuck they were doing with a spear.
Dude, when they got in like at 70 yards, they could fucking launch it.
They did some real scary shit. So
yeah, and then the Brits, like, it's like, holy fuck.
I mean, like, the Brits were even kind of concerned. There was one guy that lived after that. He was writing in his memoirs. He's like, they closed the gap, and it's like with their spears
Right.
and their shields, it's like we had years of bayonet training, and it seemed useless.
Oh yeah, it's because they get in that close. Because the thing is, like from what I've read and seen, the Zulus they close the gap so quick.
They can move, yeah. They got the
Like, and here's the thing: is Martini
strength.
Henry, it's fine. You can load it really fast, but like when you start getting the stress involved, you're going to be fumble fucking with that. You're going to be, and there were a lot of problems with the cartridges, like getting stuck in there.
They had verdigris real bad because they were in the leather pouches with the humidity, and that's when the brass
Right.
gets that green corrosion on it. Everyone's seen it, that green kind of corrosion on brass,
Yeah.
like rivets and
Well,
stuff.
it's the copper coming out in the brass. Yeah.
Yeah, it's verdigris is what it's called. Yeah, and it was a big problem. So they'd get one shot, and then their martini would jam.
Right, and they were trying to get it out, and then all of a sudden, because they had the foil cartridges, and
foil, yeah.
the cup, basically the shot cup, would pop out, and then the rest of it was stuck in there, and they're like, "Oh shit, I can't get another." Like it's jammed. It's
and
done.
They can't win a hand-to-hand fight against a bunch of tribals who have been warring
No,
their whole lives. You know.
No, yeah, it's like that's why like it's a really fucked up thing, and like that's why I would say I'd like to keep my distance and then just lob rounds.
Especially knowing that they got a lot of them only got 1 or 2 shots before their gun's out. So
right. So yeah, it's good question. Very good.
I thought that one would pique an interesting response. Anyways, thinking outside the box a little bit.
For sure. Okay, so you are again. Thanks to everybody for the super chats. We're kind of going on with this. Devin and I were talking about this, or I was more fired up about it, I think, than he was. But this is a really cool game because it's endless possibilities.
And we have guests, we could ask them a bunch of shit like this too. Pick their brain a little bit.
Right, and it's like, yeah, exactly. It's like, so it's a what if, and it's why too. It's like, why would you carry that? And whatever. And so we'll go back to the continental U.S.
Okay.
Where it's your colonial U.S. rather, not continental. You are a farmer who decided to be part of the revolution. Okay.
Okay.
You are in a local militia group, and you have been ordered by the Continental Army to show up at this battle at this point as basically marksman, right?
Okay.
What are you carrying? As far as
really
we'll go with your primary. We'll go with we'll also go. Okay, we'll go with your primary and your secondary and your melee. Okay,
that would kind of really depend because there would be a lot of some states funded their militias with arms, some didn't. Some required you to just bring your hunting rifle.
Okay, you're from South Carolina.
South Carolina. They actually had a really well-regulated militia, and they supply a lot of arms. So I probably would have been given a India pattern brown vest by that time. Or it would have been something that's probably before a lot of the Charlevilles started to show up, the 66 pattern Charlevilles. Mm-hmm. So I'd probably stuck with some British smoothbore or whatever hunting rifle I decided to bring, which could
let's elaborate on the hunting rifle. So do you know a lot of
It could literally be anything. It'd be probably a rifled musket of some caliber.
Okay. So I guess we'll go into this. What caliber hunting rifle would you bring? Would you bring a small bore like a 36 or like a 50 or bigger?
Probably like a 50. That 50 was really common. As a pretty common standard caliber at that time. And you don't see a lot of stuff that was smaller than 50 really at that time.
Well, you see 36 a lot.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't bring that to fight. But there's quite a few 50s around there. You see a lot of Pennsylvania rifles that are in 50,
And Kentucky's, yeah.
Yep. And so like I feel like 50 if I'm bringing my hunting rifle, if I'm not supplied a brown vest essentially.
No, so even if you had the opportunity to be supplied, would you bring a brown vest or a hunting rifle? You're not going to be lining up doing the battle per se. You're going to be off on the side creating a huge diversion, a catastrophe
Okay,
to the
rifle
British.
then definitely.
Okay, that's what
It'll
I said
have
at the
the
beginning. I was
accuracy
like,
I need to
you're
actually
going to be
do
out to the
that.
side,
Yeah,
shooting, the
for
red
sure. But
coats.
I'm not in the line. I'm a diversionary.
Kind
Definitely
of,
a
but you're also
rifle.
very important because you have to be precise.
Yeah, and so then definitely a rifle, so I can achieve the
Okay,
accuracy I need to actually
and
draw
50 caliber, not a 36
50 caliber or bigger,
or
probably.
bigger. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So because
yeah,
there's literally every type of gun
yeah.
under the
54,
sun there,
58, 60,
Yeah.
69. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So
But like for a rifle though, at that time, they preferred the
probably a
smaller.
54, inch gun overall. A lot
Yeah,
that would have been a pretty actually small rifle over time. A lot of hunting rifles are still ludicrously large, but they're not the 60 inches you see of the line infantry guns.
right. But like
But
also rifles were not huge calibers because they were so precise.
they didn't need to be
Right,
gigantic. So.
right,
Like the Brown Bess is actually a 75 caliber diameter, but it
right.
only
They use
got
a
loaded
69
with a
caliber bullet
69
because of the
caliber ball.
patch. Yep, because of the patch. Yep,
Yep.
yep.
So that's just it's something cool. So yeah, it'd probably be whatever hunting rifle and 50 plus I had and stuff like that. And then my secondary is like I probably as a commoner wouldn't have a secondary, but for a melee it would probably be a hatchet or some kind of knife.
Tomahawk hatchet. Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah.
some
Well,
kind of large
secondary,
blade knife probably is what I'd pick.
secondary. A lot of these guys picked up pistols from British officers.
Well, I'm assuming I'm going to the first fight I've ever been to, which means I haven't shot a British officer to have it.
Sure, sure.
So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah, so like I'd
'Cause
probably have a
I didn't
knife and my
specify.
hunting rifle. That'd be about
Yeah,
it.
I didn't specify that. That's a good answer.
Yeah,
So yeah, secondary is up in the air because it can be whatever. But yeah, the melee. Yeah, so that's very
very reasonable.
that's reasonable. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, because your hunting rifle too is like you're going to get a lot more precision with that because you have to be precise yourself to put food on your family's
Be able
table,
to eat, so you know
right?
exactly where it's going to go. Yep.
And you just happen to be aiming at people, humans, in this respect.
Aiming at
And
humans? No, you're aiming at an ocean of red humans. It's a lot harder to miss
oh no,
than
it's recorded. It's not just in the Patriot, right?
yeah.
Which is there's a lot of problems in that movie,
There's a lot of problems with that movie.
but no, like seriously, like the way we started fighting was the natives that they had been in combat with. They got that part of that right, where it was like, yeah, the French and Indian Wars. A lot of the colonists had experience with the guerrilla warfare.
Well, I mean,
You
George
know,
Washington learned everything he had to know by fighting with the British against the French and Indian War.
right, right, right,
So,
right. And so it's like a lot of these militia guys that showed up either had experience or knew how to fight with melee
in guerrilla
weapons,
war, yeah.
right?
So,
And the tactics of like, well, we're not going to show up and just be there on the line to get fucking cut down. We're going to just strike and then leave.
yeah, and George Washington was the first guy in history that was like, because you weren't supposed to shoot at officers, and he was basically the
Right,
first guy in history
right.
that was like, fuck that. So,
No, kill
yeah,
the officers because then they're going to be in disarray. They're not going to know what the hell to do.
exactly.
And that was really dirty at the time. Like it's really dirty, but
It was very dishonorable and very dirty, yeah.
yeah, but like who gives a fuck at that
Well,
point?
yeah, exactly. If you're in it to like survive, like the Americans were at that point,
Right,
because especially if you're George Washington, like a leader and stuff like that,
right.
you probably wouldn't have lived had the British actually won. But
No, exactly.
war was a very gentleman's thing, basically up until World War One. It was a very gentlemanly
Well, how
type of
fucked up
affair.
is that? It's like it's you're literally just leading people to the slaughter.
Well, I kind of wish it was that way still, though, because at least you get all the fucking politicians out there fighting and shit still.
Well, okay, okay.
Because they want all that fame and glory attached to their name, and you know how terrible it would have looked if George Washington got his head fucking cracked like a coconut, or like all these other founding fathers and shit that were out there, basically.
Yeah, but a lot of
Because
them
they were
didn't
still
actually
out
go.
there.
A lot of them didn't go out to fight. That's the thing. It's like
No, a lot of the founding fathers were like, there was quite a few people that actually did fight or were like generals in their local militias.
sure, but like they also were smart enough to go, well, if we all die, what the fuck is this for?
But they still had to go because otherwise you don't have anything to rally behind. That's a thing. That's how war was.
Right, it's a morale thing, and the propaganda at that point was very, very fun.
For sure. But like, look
Very
at all
fun.
the British. Everybody was a lord.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
like
exactly.
you're
And
literally like if a general or like a high ranking officer died on the field, you're literally fucking the government of their home country.
right.
So like
Well,
and
that's
that
why
doesn't happen anymore. World War
that
One was the first time that quit happening. So
well, but it didn't at first. Like it was about halfway through that it stopped happening because like all of the officers for the we'll say the UK or the Commonwealth militaries,
yeah,
they were appointed based on social class, right?
exactly. Really
And one
important people got officer ranks. Yeah,
yeah, after the Somme, they were like, oh shit, we just lost a good chunk
most
of
of
our
our
local
aristocratic class. Yeah, our future
right,
leaders are all dead
and
now.
that well, and that's why after that they started going, well, I guess the sergeant that's been a sergeant for 6 years, he's been here for 2. Maybe we can make him an officer.
Yep,
Okay, and they started realizing, oh well, a meritocracy in that situation is a little bit better than
for
just an
sure.
aristocracy, you know?
And it's really easy to like prove that too because the war that was right the big major war right before World War One, the Franco-Prussian War, literally the Emperor of France got
Yeah.
captured on the front lines by the
Right,
Germans. The
right,
Emperor of the entire fucking Empire of France,
right.
Napoleon III.
That's why they got a huge chunk of land called Alsace-Lorraine.
Yeah.
The Germans, I mean, long story short, very long story short, it's like they inherited or kind of won a giant chunk of land
Yep.
off of that war, and that also pissed the French off, and they're like,
That's kind of what's helped lead to World War One. But it
easily, it made it a
also,
lot
fun
easier.
fact, if the Germans didn't send a bunch of German immigrants to try to like repopulate Alsace and Lorraine, we wouldn't
Yeah,
have Munster cheese, which is my favorite cheese.
it's very creamy, very
It's
soft,
very good.
and yeah,
I like Munster cheese. It's my favorite cheese, and that's where it came from. It comes from Lorraine.
yep. And it's funny because like even still today, you talk to people that are born there. Okay, we got another super chat. And they can speak both French and German.
Hmm.
Very interesting. So, all right, the man Dan, he's on a roll tonight.
That's right.
Would you rather be a Soviet soldier or a German soldier on the Eastern Front about fall of 44? Soviet for sure.
I was gonna say Soviet. If it's fall of '44, hands down. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
that's like saying, what would I rather have, $20 or syphilis?
yeah. So,
That point, the Germans are fucked, and they knew it. So
right. But I'd rather. I mean, so like getting deeper into this really quick. The Germans after Stalingrad, it was like they all knew it was fucked. They're like,
yeah, 42 was like, well, now it's like the same thing they did in 1916 in World War One. They're like, we can't win, kill as many people as possible.
right,
So
and give as little ground as possible.
yep,
And it's like, well,
they
yeah,
knew they were
it's
just like at that point. It's like, how do we sue for a peace that's fair?
but also
That
the
was the
Soviets,
goal.
like, don't get me wrong, like I
Yeah,
say a Soviet, but like they still fought like insanely bloody battles through 45. And so that, there's no guarantee you're going to live either, but like a German soldier on the Eastern Front is
more effed than a Soviet.
there's no supplies.
Yeah,
There's no supplies at that point. It's like the German supply line in Stalingrad is what lost them that huge battle.
for sure.
It was so bad. And if you lose all the confidence in your supply line, well, what the hell are you fighting for?
Yep.
How are you fighting? And the Soviets at that point, they'd gotten their shit a little bit together, and that's why they were able to cover as much ground because the Germans did not have their shit together. And then, the Western Front really opens up in June of 1944, and it's like, oh shit. They pulled a lot of units, a lot of good units off of the Eastern Front to go fight the Western Front battles.
Yep.
And it's like, well, so fall of 44, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
That's right. Well, Dan Carlin, which you and me are both a fan, said
yep,
after the American Civil War, war started becoming a battle of the bean counters rather than like fighting spirit and honor and stuff like that. It became all about supply lines. The
right,
bean counters, the people in the rear making sure the trains all line up
right,
and all the stuff gets to where it needs to go. that's what makes or breaks a war in the late 1800s and everything since then. So
yeah, it because of industrialization, it's he who has the better supply lines wins. And
yep.
Napoleon was sitting there talking about supplies and like food and whatever.
Well, that's why he fucked most of Europe, is because he understood that.
Right,
But
but that was pre-industrialization, like really, like actual,
that's like turn of the Industrial Revolution when
right.
Napoleon starts fucking all of Europe. Yeah.
Yep, and then all of a sudden, shortly thereafter, things get to be consistent.
Yeah.
They get to be produced, and it's like, okay, we can supply food, we can
Mhm.
supply ammunition, we can supply all this stuff. We just have to have transportation. We have to
Yep.
have the means to get there. We have to have open roads and everything. And it was like, holy shit! You're taking the old world concepts, adding a few things, and then trying to make it work.
Yeah. Well, he's the first one that did total war. Everything's going to the
Well,
government.
in my opinion, if
to
you're gonna be
the-
stupid enough to fucking wage war, that's the
yeah.
way to do it.
Well, I mean, if anyone's going to be stupid enough to wage war, Napoleon did pretty fucking good at it. So
Oh yeah, he definitely was
that
very
guy knew what he was doing.
right,
So,
and it sucks because a lot of people died,
yeah.
civilians and military. But like, if you're gonna wage a war, I think like on Breaking Bad, no half measures.
That's right.
Because you're already killing. People are dying. You're already being the
Just
most
go for it.
retarded.
Exactly.
Piece
It's
of
like,
right,
who cares who dies? You're in it to win it. So
right. It's like if you're gonna be stupid enough to do that, just go all out. Just go all out
mhm.
and
To win
just
it.
do your thing.
I agree. Napoleon, he went total war. He's like every aspect of society was affected somehow by the government or the war, and that's
Right.
how he conquered so much so fast. So, and he was
Yep.
kind of crazy, and he used to talk to his cannons in the dark alone.
Well, I've seen worse.
Yeah, that's fair. I've seen a lot worse too, but he used to call them his beautiful daughters, his 12-pound cannons.
Well, they
Yeah, and
definitely
he would go like
definitely
cock 'em, and
worked.
he would like shine them and stuff. Like, yeah, kind of a weird guy.
Oh, you have to be fucking weird if you're gonna wage war and kill that many people and conquer that much fucking land in that short amount of time. You have
That's
to be
fair.
crazy.
If
You
you're
have to be
like, I want
off
to
your
flip
fucking
this
rocker.
continent, you got to be off your rocker. Yes,
You gotta be way off your rocker.
for sure.
I mean, it's not good. It's not good to like do that. It sounds great and glorious, like, oh, he conquered most of Europe and most of the known world at that point in the West. But like, well, okay, who would want to do that? And why? Oh, somebody that's mentally fucking ill,
Yeah, that's fair.
perpetually, consistently,
That's
really
fair.
fucked up, really
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, for those of you who don't know about how good of a tactician Napoleon was, that was the last time Switzerland was conquered. So,
He actually conquered Switzerland?
he actually conquered Switzerland. He capitulated them and installed a puppet
Yeah,
government.
so I was gonna say it was diplomacy though.
No, he waged war on them.
Really?
Yep, and he won. That was the last time Switzerland capitulated, was Napoleon.
I actually don't know anything about that. That's
Oh no, it was
news to
still
me.
part of like, it wasn't like Switzerland at that point, but like he really effed those people up. So
He effed him up or fucked him up?
both.
Nice. I like the effed is like more of a sinister kind of thing.
Yeah, like he really like yeah, and a lot of the same thing with like those kind of Southern Alp German puppet state type
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
That
Like
were going
Tyrolean
on
and
at
all
that
that stuff.
point because the Holy Roman Empire and shit, basically.
Yeah.
He a lot, but here's the thing: a lot of those things would not achieve independence without Napoleon taking them over and purposely installing a puppet government that was basically the modern day Switzerland. That's where like Swiss independence really started too. So.
Yeah, see, you learn something every day. I seek to learn constantly. I don't know anything about that, so that's intriguing. I'll have to go
I know
check
a lot
that out.
about Switzerland and Austria and Canada. That's about it.
What about Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia or Czechia?
They make some good technology, I'll say that.
Well, you understand that's Bohemia back in the day.
It is Bohemia, yeah.
And
just like Poland was Silesia, and whatever.
Yeah, Silesia. Yep. And so what's weird is everybody just discounts like Czech Republic and Slovakia. Those people were conquered just as much, and like the Holy Roman Empire, Bohemia was a huge state.
Yeah,
doing that.
well, and then it was a huge state in Austria too, in the Austrian Empire. So
Right. So yeah, it's very interesting. Like the fucking weasel horse.
not the weasel horse.
He's running around. This is very warm. Like this FUD uniform.
Well, yeah, look what you're wearing.
It's comfortable, but it's very warm.
You don't got
Actually,
your sleeves rolled up on your cool Austrian getup like I do.
no, I have my sleeves rolled up on my FUD.
Yeah, but not over the bicep. Come on.
That's because mine are too big. I can't get it rolled up over there.
Ooh. This just barely.
You
That's why
set
they look
yourself.
so nice.
You set yourself up for that one. You fuck.
I did.
Anyway,
I'm skinny, so I mean,
I'm gonna let the
who's
weasel horse
laughing
out
now?
again, guys. The man Dan and others have done super chats. You ask a question about what conflict, what year, and what firearm we would take, and we'll discuss that. So super chats doesn't matter the amount. It's like we're shilling out. We're definitely selling our souls. But
Yeah, it goes to
also,
help support Devin's fact that he finally bought a Tokarev for $200.
right, and also we're gonna be doing some cool shit that we were supposed to do last year, but things got a bit weird. And we're gonna do some winter videos this year because it's not done that often.
Well, I hope we actually get some damn snow because a lot of stuff saying we're not going to get much, so it'll just be
right.
cold.
Well, it might be a warm winter, but like if we get snow and it's pretty fucking cold, we
got to do some snow tests.
Yeah, and we should, I'm gonna try to build a backstop. That's another thing that I'm shilling for is I need to buy some sand.
Yeah, you got to get a couple loads of dirt brought in and stuff. Yeah.
No sand. I want sand so I can just fill bags up and then stack them easily, and then make a backdrop where we can.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna have a couple trucks come in and just drop a shit ton of dirt at the edge of your property.
Well, dirt. I've got plenty of dirt. I just want sand for the sandbags to build up a backstop. So, sand is a lot easier to pack into sandbags, and it's a lot more flexible.
Sure. Yep.
So, but yeah, that's the other thing I'm going to be doing. So we can have, a place to actually shoot.
Yep. I like shooting.
Oh, do you?
I'm a fan.
So anyway, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go let the weasel horse out to piss and/or shit.
All right, I'll hold down the fort.
Yeah, while we're gone, again, super chats, get your scenario answered as far as what weapon we would carry in a certain scenario. Try to be as specific as possible, or we're gonna have to fill it in, which is whatever.
Probably not as good. It might not be the answer you want.
So be as specific as possible. Years, locations, whatever. Yep. Firm. But all right, I'll be back.
Perfect. I'll enter. What is this? Shot number 5 of vodka. Not to let my Russian show in me, but. Damn near running out. Shucks. That's right. I don't got any other than what come on all the M75s I have. But I thought you would appreciate this, Alexi. This is an Austrian F2 with the drawstring cover on it before they went to the rubber rim. She's a beast, she is. Well, I just bought the Tokarev on Monday, actually. It's not even here yet. So, but I spent $200 on it, and it might be junk, so who knows. But money's appreciated. I do have a Patreon if anyone's interested. The goal of by the end of the year was to get to $100 a month on Patreon. We're at like $70, so we're close. We're close to that. So I will do a video on sleeve rolling. I've been asked. It's basically just an off-the-shelf French F2 with an Austrian cover. That's about all that the Austrian F2 was. So, but I will do a video on sleeve rolling because I have been asked so much about how I get these perfect bicep rolls. Look at that, boom. So, the reason I don't stream so much anymore is because YouTube servers are having problems with streaming. a lot of times. So it seems like the day I choose to stream is the day that they would mess stuff up. Well, a lot of the Austrian ones got plastic chin cups. The French one is just a plastic one covered in leather, and it just has the French chin cup on it. That's the only difference. So yeah, the French got a nice leather stitched over their chin cup. But they did have quite a lot of French F2s. Quite a lot of French F2s. And this one was made in 2002, it says. Look at that. $6.99 Canadian. $6.99 Canadian. Look at that.
Alrighty.
We got a $6.99 Canadian super chat. So
It's $5. I like it.
Desert Foxy Loxy can come up with a scenario if he wants.
Yeah, if not, I appreciate that. Super chats are great.
I'm never gonna pay off this Tokarev at this point. I'm just kidding. So
No, you got a pretty good deal on that thing.
I hope so, unless it's fucked. It can still be fucked. It's not here yet, so get the thing in the barrel will be bent or something.
No, dude. Again, like aim, like when they say, okay, so my Yugo M48 was a grade 2 shooter grade, whatever. That's the one that I hit the target at 800 yards with, 860 yards.
For sure, and I'm not saying they're a bad company, but like,
so,
you know what?
If AIM says it's grade 2,
we don't know.
If AIM says it's grade 2, here's the thing: if AIM says it's grade 2, it's probably got a tiny spot of rust. They deal with perfectionist fucking boomer fuds all the fucking time, and so they know that, like, if there's a spot of pitting or rust that was refinished over, the boomer's gonna be like, well, I have to return this immediately. I can't have this commie shit. I bought this as an investment. It's a hedge against the millennials, you know? And so, yeah, but like, so their X grade or shooter grade shit is literally just that. It's like, it's something you don't feel bad about taking out and shooting. And seriously, with AIM, like with other companies, I'd be like, eh.
I just don't count my chickens before they hatch is all. It'll probably be better than I expect.
Is this your first AIM surplus purchase?
Yep.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'm not worried about it. So the lady was very nice to me when she asked for my FFL. So
yeah, and you got it sent. It's on your account now, so you can just. It's like Amazon. You can just click and fucking No, everybody there. AIM surplus. Like, again, I'm not paid by them. I haven't ever been paid by them, and I don't want to because, I mean, if they want to pay me, that's fine. But like, I'm not doing it for that. I've been buying shit from them since 2009. Never had a bad experience at all, ever. Sure. And I bought a lot of shit from them.
Dan got us another super chat.
Yep, I know. And this one, I looked at that and I'm like, okay, this is fun.
That is a pretty good one.
Would you rather be an Indian with an INSAS rifle or a Pakistani with an AKM or G3 in the Kargil War? Okay. Since I have zero experience with the INSAS, but I know what it is. I obviously, like, I've seen people shooting it. I've seen U.S. guys shooting it. I have no fucking clue how it performs. I've never held one. I have, however, held an AKM and a G3 variant, you know.
Yep.
That war was fought in a lot of mountainous regions, a lot of distance, like Afghanistan. You know, it's like long distance. I think from my uneducated ass, I would pick the G3 because of the distance. I know the INSAS is a 5.56, and the AKM, like 7.62, 3.9, and 5.56, they're about the same ballistic. Like, they start dropping off at 500 to 600 yards. And it's not a burn to either one of them. No, they check it out. They start losing their mojo, I guess you would say, at about 500 yards.
For sure.
I mean, they're still dead to their lethal and all that shit, but they start the effectiveness and the round drop and everything. If you're talking 2,000 yards, well, I can actually hit close to a target at 2,000 yards with a 7.6251 out of a G3.
Yeah.
I'm not confident at all with a 5.56 or a 7.6239 at that distance.
No, a G3 just because of the round.
Right, and also G3s are not bad. I would take an FAL over a G3, but in the case where that's not an option, G3 is a great firearm.
For sure.
And
I
so
agree.
that's how I take a G3. With the little, again, the very little knowledge I have on this, and I admit that, like, I don't want to be one of those douchebags who are like, oh, I know everything, like Devin is. But like, no. So with what little knowledge I have on the actual conflict itself, G3.
Yep. I would say G3, yeah, basically just because it's a really handy gun. It's got a lot of sling points and stuff for climbing around and moving around in the mountains. And most mountain warfare engagement distances are 500 yards plus, and the G3 is really the only one that's got enough accuracy and stopping power at that distance to do that. Nothing against the AKM or the INSAS, but the AKM is going to be wider. It's going to be heavier. It's going to be, chunkier than a G3. And
Well,
the
AKM
INSAS
and
is
G3 are about the
basically,
same width. They're about the same width.
yep. But like it's got that charging handle and it's got the longer mag and it's not as
Yeah,
sleek.
yeah.
So it's just more of a pain to deal with getting caught on shit than the G3 would be. And the INSAS is basically like a combination AK and then an FNC, so it's kind of all right. But
Right. So yeah, I wish, God, I wish there were no fucking import restrictions because I wish India would take all their old rifles and just send it to us.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
They bring tons of Ishaport
You know
rifles
what
that
I
nobody
mean? You know
wants
what I
them
mean?
now.
Like I want select fire rifles. I want everything to just be opened up so I can
Yeah,
test it out and just see how it is.
for
But
sure.
yeah, so I have no experience. Have you ever held one or shot one?
I've held an FNC. I've never held a
An INSAS? Yeah.
no. An INSAS is based off the FNC, so
Right. But like it's still got its own, it's kind of like the Galil is based off the AK, right?
the Galil's
In
based off the Valmet.
which is based off the AK.
It's a copy of a copy of a copy of an AK.
Yeah, so the INSAS would be it's FNC. Which the FNC, like you can buy them here because
Yeah, the
they were
FNC is a copy of the Valmet, so it's a copy of a copy of an AK.
yeah, so the INSAS is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so
But no,
yeah,
I'd be curious. Here's the thing: is like I want to shoot a FAMAS someday, not
that'd be
because of
great.
like the we can't get them. I want to compare it to an M or an AR platform.
Yeah,
I want to
not
compare
my
it to an
favorite.
AR. I want to shoot an L85A1, and people were like, "Oh, they're horse shit," but like a lot of British soldiers were like, "Yeah, they worked.
They do, they
You
do.
take
Well,
care of them,
especially the HK, the Mark threes. They that HK reworked. They're really
right?"
good.
And I want to shoot an actual AUG, AUG.
I have
Um,
shot an actual AUG, and they're pretty great. I shot an Australian one, which isn't an actual like AUG. They got different shit on them, but I shot an
but you
Australian
know what
one.
I
I
mean? Like
shot a
I just want to be
French
able to. I want every person in the U.S. to be able to like shoot these things and compare them and figure out what they like and grab what they like and then grab a shitload of mags and
They
ammo.
both
Like,
got that mushy trigger, just so you know.
well, bullpup, like my X95 has a very long mushy trigger pull,
Yeah,
but
all bullpups do because that long ass transfer
Mhm.
bar. So.
yeah, but here's the thing: is my X95 when I do 3-gun, that's what I
Yeah,
use because in that case I don't squeeze the trigger, I pull it.
for sure.
But
Now, the problem with
it's
the
so
AUG though, you got to be real careful because they have a light pulls a semi and a full pulls automatic.
So that's weird. And again, that's why I want to experience.
Yeah,
I just want to try it out. Like, try it out, man. Try it out. Fuck me,
so it's
beat me,
something
piss
like
on
you
me.
got to really like train into the soldiers. It's kind of weird. So
Yeah, but like it's that's why I just want to try all these things just to say, here's what I would like. I'd probably because here's the thing is with the AR, I shit on the AR a lot because of like I don't like
it's not a
the gas.
problem, but like it's
I don't like the
got
carbon
benefits
buildup in the
too.
bolt carrier area. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's literally affected me before, and you had to use the forward assist. It still works, but it's like
Yeah,
okay, well, inherently that's a design flaw, I think.
it is a design flaw. We can't
Okay,
fix that. Yeah,
but I don't have anything to compare it to really. The G3, yeah, it's great, but it's very heavy and it's very cumbersome. and it's got a hell of a lot of recoil.
Mhm.
Like, let's be honest here. It's got the AR-15 has no recoil. It's very
No.
minimal.
Well,
And
believe it or not, the 5.56 does have recoil. It has energy, but like a lot of guns that have it. So the cool thing about the whole thing
the
about
buffer system.
it's all linear. Everything operates on one plane in the AR. One single straight
Yeah,
line.
I understand. I know it has recoil, but like it's mitigated very well, and that's why I'd like to shoot other 5.56 platforms like the FAMAS, the L85A1, the AUG, all that shit, just to kind of compare it,
For sure.
because it's on the AR. It's very mitigated. The recoil is very mitigated,
Yes.
and it's cool. But like, is there a better one? I don't know, because
Yes.
again, the import bans. I
Yes,
don't have
there's
access to
better
shoot
ones.
any of these things. You know.
There's much better 5.56s.
Well, right, but like it is, and also because I train on the AR platform so much in the military, like I'm proficient as hell with it.
For sure.
When
You
I
gotta get
shit
a
on it,
scar, which is much
yeah.
better than an AR. So
What?
you gotta get a scar. It's much better than an AR.
I held one and I was like, this is weird.
It's fucking weird, but oh my god, are they nice? They work the same way, you know? Like, God, they're good though.
Right. Yeah, I wish I had more to compare it to. So
Yeah. The bullpups, I still don't like a lot of bullpups. If I had to pick one, it'd probably be the AUG, to be honest. But it
that's
would
what
be
I've
an
heard.
AUG with a selector switch, not the fucking incremental trigger pull.
Well, so that's the thing that I like about the X95, the Tavor, is it's got a lot of the ergonomics of the M or the AR platform, like the mag release, the selector. It's an improved TAR 21, right?
Yeah.
And it's lighter, it's a bit smaller, and I'm really comfortable with that thing. Very comfortable. Like it's
And I want one that doesn't have a shitty plastic housing. Because no offense to plastic, but it's plastic.
okay. Here we go. We got another super chat,
All right.
really quick. Soviet-Afghan War, 1982. Okay. Would you rather be a Soviet soldier with either an AK-74 SVD or an Afghan rebel with either an SMLE or captured AKM?
SMLE doesn't make any sense by the 80s.
Well, yeah, it does.
No, because the Soviets had a puppet state in there for 10 years before they pumped tons of Mosins and tons of SKSs and other shit into that country by 1982.
But they were still, the SMLE was still around. Let's be honest here.
In the same way that there's Khyber Pass Martini Henry still being made, but
Sure, they were still there, so it's not a totally bunked question.
yeah, but I feel like there would be a lot more guns in line rather than the SMLE before the SMLE.
Okay, so let's just say
It'd
it's this.
probably be Mosin, AKM, and
Okay.
rather than SMLE. So
It's a good question. Cody, you were just outside. Go lay down. Go lay down.
he
Go
doesn't
lay
want
down.
it.
Let's see. The 74 is a 5.45, and he gave the option of an AKM that's captured.
No, he said we could pick a side. We could have, if we pick Russian, we could have an AK-74 and SVD. Or if we
Yep.
choose the Mujahideen, we could have an AKM or an SMLE.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking.
And, you know, obviously the Russians are going to have brand new, nice equipment.
Yes, you
Mujahideen,
don't have
not
to
so
try and
much.
sway my decision. I'm leaning Soviet, and I'm trying to justify why, and that's part of it.
I'm 1,000% Soviet.
Yep. So yeah, I'd rather be Soviet with a 74 or ideally an AKM, because like they were still issuing AKMs in the Russian-Afghanistan war, or Soviet-Afghan war rather.
Man, I wish the PKM was an option. That'd be the fucking shit.
But they're really heavy though. Like that's the thing is they're heavy and cumbersome and whatever.
Yeah, but you got fucking a full fucking box of 7.62 by 54 in the mountains. My God.
Yeah,
So,
that wasn't what he said. Like
I know. That's why I'm saying I
he's
wish.
being specific. I would not have the SVD. That's not a good combat rifle. That's a DMR. Yes, I'd be a Soviet with a 74, preferably an AKM, because
I'd be a Soviet with the SVD because I know the Russians often had the really good defensible positions, and the SVD is going to be able to reach out and touch in the mountains a lot further than the AK-74 would. So
there you go.
because if you can keep them at bay before they come in and close the lines on you, especially since the Russians had night vision by the 80s and reasonable night vision,
Yeah,
you could get some shots out there and keep them at bay at night and stuff like that before they could close the gap and really attack you. You just had to stay on top of it. So,
it's weird how they lost.
I mean, Afghanistan's a billion-acre fucking minefield because the Soviet Union started to lose, and they're just like, "Fuck it."
Right. Yeah,
They
that's a good
did
question.
some real shady shit. If you ever want to hear about some truly being in it to win it and still losing, the Russian Afghanistan war, they used to like towards the end when they started to lose, they just would lay out minefields and not mark them in like
Right.
farming land. They would put toys and candy on booby traps so kids would run out there and blow up. You know, like they did not give a shit. They were really in it to win it.
Yeah, it's
So.
pretty fucked up. Yeah,
There's a lot of like you see a lot of like 60-year-old guys you talk to and they're missing arms and shit and they're like I went to go pick up a piece of candy when I was 5 and my arm blew off.
right.
You know, like that was a very common story.
But
Back in the day.
good super chat, good question. Because it sparked a lot of shit, Austin. So thanks.
That's right. I like Soviet stuff.
Yeah, I know. A little bit too much.
I like the Soviet Union. They had it figured out.
Yeah, it's weird how like that has become like this fanboy utopia kind of thing, like Soviet shit. It's like, well,
I like Soviet stuff. Their government and the way everyone lived really sucked though.
yeah, and all this shit's made very cheaply.
I mean, the AKM's pretty nice.
Yeah, also made cheaply. It works. They got lucky.
Yeah, it fucking
like,
worked. Damn
so
straight it does.
them
Some good stuff came
communist
out of the
guns.
Soviet Union, though.
Hmm?
Some good stuff came out of the Soviet Union.
Like,
Statues of communist leaders.
yep. And
I mean, that's pretty good. At least those aren't being taken down, unlike all the Confederate ones and some of the Union ones.
shots fired.
That's right. Take that, America. Get bent. Stalin still got more statues than Robert E. Lee does. And he killed way more
people. Don't realize that Robert E. Lee was a U.S. general, and then said,
yeah,
no, I don't want to.
He was one of the big honchos in the Mexican-American War.
Yep.
So back when
cool little fact.
Ulysses S. Grant was just a junior lieutenant. So
would there be a Jedi or a Sith?
unlimited
I'd be
power.
a Sith.
Unlimited power.
I'd rather be a Sith because at least then you know around the time you're going to die, you know how you're going to die. The Jedi were
very blinded.
Numerous, but they were.
And if you're Sith, you get a cool lightsaber. That's how that works. So, now I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not saying. All right. So everyone's like, "Oh, look at Darth Maul and his double-ended lightsaber." That's retarded. Count Dooku's lightsaber was actually. So he used to be Yoda's Padawan, and Yoda actually despised Count Dooku because he was such a good swordsman. He was actually arguably the best swordsman in the galaxy, and he designed his lightsaber to be super eloquently used with one hand so he could still use the Force with his other hand, whereas most Jedi use their lightsaber two-handed.
It's also an electron lightsaber versus a crystal lightsaber, but
he has a curved grip on his lightsaber, which allowed him to gain extra leverage against other lightsaber wielders in one-on-one combat, which allowed him to fuck a ton of people. So a lot of people don't know that, but that's why his lightsaber has a curved grip and why Yoda said that wasn't good because it wasn't honorable because he got leverage with that.
You also understand that it wasn't the same kind of lightsaber that all the Jedi and the Sith use. It was an electron lightsaber. That's
that
why
would
you
be
got the
true
little
for everyone except for Count Dooku, who was a Jedi before he turned Sith.
right, but like that's why there's this little post that comes up to focus the electrons within the plasma beam of the lightsaber in his grip and all that stuff. So
Yep. But
yeah,
his is
it's
actually a corrupted Jedi crystal. His wasn't actually a plasma one.
right. He needed the
It's his
electrons.
corrupted crystal, yeah.
He needed the electrons to power that
Yep.
because it was yeah. Anyway, all right. People's Army of Vietnam, AKM versus People's Liberation Army Type 81 during the 80s Sino-Viet border wars. Ooh, there we go.
A really good one. It's a really damn good one. I'm taking the PLA and the Type 81. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the Type 81 as well.
Yep. Type 81 is actually a really, we don't have a lot of experience with a lot of Chinese firearms, but for the most part, they're the same gun.
Yeah,
The
the
Type
Type
81
81
is just going to be newer, which means
No,
it's going to be less worn out.
it's also got a grenade launcher on it, which you can use for rifle grenades without having to adapt the
It does
muzzle
have the
brake.
muzzle device. It does have I would say the better stock because it's lighter weight. It's not as chunky of a gun.
Right.
So,
yeah.
but
So
it's essentially the same gun. You're going toe to toe with the same caliber, but like it's going to be less shot out. It's going to be able to do
Yep.
more things than
Yep.
the AKM would. So,
yeah, great question. That's fun.
well, I like AKs. AKs are good.
Yep, they work very well.
They certainly do. That's why the PSL is so great. And I'm talking the 39 PSL, not the 54 PSL.
Right. Because you're a hipster.
I think that's like the epitome of an AK. I think if I had to pick one, it would be just an AK with a ludicrously long barrel like that. So,
yeah, because you get a little bit more distance out of there.
that really helps the 7.62 by 39. Getting that complete burn out of that cartridge.
Yep.
Really, really helps the ballistics of that round. So,
yep.
I'm all about a very, very nice ballistic coefficient, knowing a lot of the math of a lot of cartridges. So, but saying that, I also really don't like 6.5 Creedmoor, which is almost basically as perfect as we can get ballistic coefficient in smaller than 50 cal.
It works.
Yeah, I don't like it though. I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
It eats barrels. Rounds that are that fucking hot just eat barrels. So.
Right, but like, I mean, how much are you going to be shooting a fucking bolt action 6.5 Creedmoor?
There's a lot of people that shoot fucking 6.5 Creedmoor a lot because it's a really good competition round. So
yeah,
there's a lot of guys that are burning through fucking 6.5 Creedmoor barrels. So
that's sexy.
And you know what? Like one of the second best ballistic coefficient rounds is 6.5 Swede. Actually,
Yes,
it's in top 5 for ballistic coefficient. It is way fucking up there. So,
and you never shot one, have you?
I've never shot a 6.5 Swede other than my ex-girlfriend has a Swedish 96 converted to a hunting rifle.
Yeah.
I've shot that. So,
well, I have a 96 and a lot of ammo for it. We should do that for the winter testing.
For sure. For sure. That gun would have had to pass a lot of winter testing.
Yep. And similar winters that Sweden and Norway and Finland have. Butts or breasts? Can't even spell that right.
Well, I think
will.
he has to, or otherwise it'll be.
Oh, perhaps.
Yeah.
All right. I'm an ass guy. I like asses.
I'm actually more of an intelligence person. I'm not more of a looks person, actually.
Okay, we get past that. Okay.
But I also have tiny hands, so either or is good. I've had both, but like
What a
anything
fucking
more
milk
than a
toast.
handful is just a
What an
waste.
incel fucking milk toast response
I'm
that is.
sorry, but like that's true. Like anything more than a handful is just a waste. I can only enjoy this much surface area at once. Like,
Okay, so pick one.
I mean, it depends. Kind of what I'm in the
No.
mood for. So
I'm very fucking disappointed in you.
I'm sorry, that's it. And like for me, honestly, like if I can ask like a girl what the fucking capital of Nevada is and she knows it, I'm like, bam, that's it. We're getting married.
Las Vegas.
Do you know what the capital of fucking Nevada is, Mike, off the top of your head?
Jesus Christ.
It's one of the number one things that people get wrong. It's not
Yeah.
Reno. Good
No,
try.
I know it's not Reno. It's fuck, I knew this at one point. I knew
They
all
used
the
to have
state
a mint
capitals.
too, actually. So, and if you
I used to have
ever
all the
find
state capitals memorized.
if
Ask
you
another
ever
state.
find a dime with a C on it, it's worth like 10 grand. So come on, Mike. Come on. Come on. It's the second most wrong state. The first one is Vermont. People always get Vermont wrong.
Jesus, I have to refresh my fucking memory. I used
It's
to know all
Carson
the
City.
Carson City, Nevada. Vermont is I know New Hampshire is Concord.
Nope.
Vermont is
Very French.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I used to know
It's
all these.
Montpelier.
Montpelier. Yeah. Another state. Just throw it out.
Kentucky.
It's a French name.
It's not actually.
Dude, I'm like having a huge mental
It's
block.
Frankfurt.
Yeah, Frankfurt. Okay, another state.
Let's say Oklahoma.
Oklahoma City.
Yep.
Keep going.
Keep going.
I used to pride myself on knowing all the fucking capitals. So
New York.
Albany.
Yep. How about Maine? Oh, come on now.
Forgot.
Come on now.
I forgot.
Come on now.
I forgot.
It's Augusta. Augusta's the capital of Maine.
Augusta. Okay, next state.
Arizona. There's like one city in Arizona. That's an easy one.
Phoenix.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
how about Georgia?
Well, Tulsa. Or I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Next state.
Georgia.
Atlanta.
Yep. Florida.
Tallahassee.
Let's see here. Can I think of another good one? Wyoming.
Cheyenne.
Yes. So
Keep
you
going.
got all the
Keep
real
going.
hard ones.
No, I'm
so-
serious. Like I feel really bad that I don't remember all these.
Well, I had to study for a citizenship test. That's the only reason I know.
Yep. So keep going. Keep going.
California.
Sacramento.
New Mexico.
Albuquerque. Right?
I don't think so. I think Albuquerque.
I'll actually Google this one.
Mexico.
Santa Fe. Oh,
I was gonna
Santa
say.
Fe.
I thought it started with an S, but
Okay. Yep. So I fucked that one up. Next state.
Washington.
Olympia.
That's right. Oregon.
God damn. I used to be able to just rattle these off.
I mean, the only reason I know is because I was literally so scared that they wouldn't let me be a citizen if I passed.
What is Oregon?
Salem?
No, hold on. Let me.
I want to say Salem.
It might be.
I want to say Salem.
Yeah, Salem. Yeah, it is. Salem.
Yeah, look at that.
Right.
Bam.
Next state. Go for it.
North Dakota.
Bismarck.
South Dakota. French.
Is it Pierre?
It is Pierre.
That's the capital?
Yep.
I knew the city. Like, I was going to blurt that out immediately, but I'm like, well, that's the only city that I really know. Besides
Pierre.
Rapid City and fucking whatever. Okay. Pierre.
Everyone I ask says Sioux Falls. So,
No. I knew that. Go
Sioux
ahead.
Falls is like massive. It's a huge city.
Next state.
Nebraska.
Lincoln.
Lincoln is the capital of
Yep.
Nebraska. Yeah, Montana.
It's Helena.
It is Helena.
Yep.
So,
Keep going.
Arkansas.
Little Rock.
I don't think it's Little Rock.
No. Oh my God. Oh shit. Yeah, I fucked that up. Hold on. That's what I was meaning. Like, I was gonna like blurt it out. It's not Little Rock. It is.
Wait.
It is Little Rock. It is Little Rock.
Yeah.
It is Little Rock.
Maybe what's the state? Mississippi. That might be what I was confusing it with.
I think it's Jackson.
Jackson is the capital of Mississippi.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Idaho.
Boise.
Boise is it's like with the one city in Idaho. Those states with one city, they're pretty easy.
Right, but like I actually do know that. Go ahead.
Texas.
Austin.
Yep. Alabama.
Montgomery.
Yep. I think that pretty much covers all of them except for like the eastern seaboard, which would be like, what's New Jersey?
New Jersey is it Newark?
No, I don't think it's Newark.
Okay. Yeah, Newark's a huge. Hold on.
I thought it was some like bumfuck little tiny city.
Trenton,
New Jersey. Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
From the Revolution. I was like, it's from the Revolution.
Yep, Trenton, New Jersey. All right.
And then, how about South Carolina?
Columbia. I've been there. It's great.
Columbia. Yep. That's where Fort Jackson is. That's how I know that.
Dude, that fucking the Capitol building in Columbia still has cannonballs in there from the Union.
That's fair. It also looks really goddamn cool. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great place, and there's a cemetery right there.
How about Connecticut?
I don't know.
I think it's Hartford.
Might be. Connect. I cut. Hartford. Yep. Hartford.
Yep. Look at that. Damn, I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah, Illinois.
Springfield.
It is Springfield, Illinois. That's another good one. Ohio.
Columbus.
It is Columbus. It's terrible.
Yep.
Terrible. Terrible state Ohio is. I'm sorry if you're from there, but you need to leave. How about
Minnesota? What is the capital of Minnesota?
You know how many people I asked that and they say Minneapolis?
No, it's St. Paul because I've been in the rotunda. Yeah. I've been in the Minnesota Capitol building is really cool. It's very small. But it's very cool.
One of the actually smallest Capitol buildings, but they got that big ass fucking gold statue on top of it. Shit.
Yeah, it's the rotunda is like it's very small, but like you look up and you're like, oh shit, that's very high up there.
It's one of the biggest freestanding domes actually in the U.S. So,
Tennessee is
Memphis.
I think
it's Memphis.
No. Nashville.
Is it Nashville?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. God, I don't remember. I feel so bad about this, like not remembering all these capitals. I've got like
I'm
half of
doing
them.
pretty good. I've remembered more than you so far.
How about Michigan?
Michigan. Ooh.
I know that one.
I know it's not Detroit.
Nope.
I can like see where it is on the map, but like the name isn't coming to me.
Well, I actually know this one, so that's why I'm going to say it.
Oh my god. I have no idea.
It's Lansing.
Lansing? I was gonna
Yep.
say Ann Arbor.
Nope.
No.
Lansing.
I knew that Ann Arbor wasn't like right though. So well, I'll tell you what, Lansing, you gotta do something about Detroit.
Right.
So I'm sorry, but yeah, at least we're not Detroit. That's Lansing's motto. So,
West Virginia.
West Virginia. I used to. That was another one. Like I'm seeing where it is on the
Yep.
map, but I'm not. Is it Bowling Green?
Nope.
Oh. What is it?
Charleston.
Charleston, Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah, I would have said that was the capital of regular Virginia.
The capital of regular Virginia is God, I need to go over these again.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
it's been about 15 years since I actually like was really
Had to
good
like
at. I
take
could just
a test.
fucking
Oh,
rattle
how
them
about this
off.
one, Mike? Throw you for a curve. Capital of Mongolia.
Don't give a fuck.
I want to say Ulaanbaatar.
Yep, don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Richmond. Of course, Richmond's the capital of Virginia.
Yeah, Richmond, Virginia. But like it's
Quick, what's the capital of Mongolia? I want to know if I was right now.
yeah, you can Google it, but how about Missouri? Missouri.
Walmart,
Yeah.
obviously.
That's actually Arkansas. Yeah. Arkansas is where Walmart came from. But...
yeah.
No, Missouri's really weird.
Missouri. Is it Kansas City?
Nope.
Oh, because I'm like, I know that's probably their biggest city.
Jefferson City.
Jefferson City. Is that close to Kansas City?
No.
Oh,
nope.
Okay.
It's like Springfield in Illinois with Chicago. Like they're ways apart.
Fair.
Yep.
Oh, I know Springfield's like right in the middle of the state for Illinois.
Yeah. It's a shithole.
It is a shithole, but
if you live there, you'll agree. I don't feel bad.
Yep. So
Kansas is Topeka. I don't even have to look that up.
Topeka, Kansas. I knew that one.
Yep.
But what's the capital of Mongolia? I want to know if I was right now, off the top of my head. I've had like 7 shots of vodka now, so like I'm.
How about Louisiana?
Louisiana? That's Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
That's right, Baton Rouge.
Yeah, and Wisconsin. Do you know the capital of Wisconsin?
Madison.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it was just in the. Yeah, it was just in like.
We've covered pretty much all the states except for Alaska, which is Juneau. So
Juneau, yeah.
Ulaanbaatar, bam! Look at that.
Somebody said Hawaii. That's Honolulu. Like it's fucking
it's
easy.
one fucking city in Hawaii. Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Georgia. Yep. South Carolina. North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I know this one.
Is it Fayetteville?
Nope. That's Fort Bragg. It's Raleigh.
That's right.
Iowa.
Des Moines.
Yep. I'm just trying to go to those states that we haven't. Oh, how about this? Rhode Island. I know this. I know this off the top of my head.
Is that? I want to say Freeport, but that's not correct.
Nope.
Fuck.
Rhode Island's the smallest state in the union.
I know it's the smallest state, and the capital's right there in the very back of the goddamn cove. Come on.
There was a very popular TV.
Providence.
What? There you go.
There we go.
There you go. It was a very popular TV show in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Providence.
All right, Maryland.
Maryland. That's fuck. What is that? They keep having a bunch of problems there. What is it? Why can't I think of it?
It's not Baltimore, if that's what
I
you're
know it's
thinking
not Baltimore, but fuck. I know what this one is, but fuck. I know what this one is. Come on.
You don't know. You're drawing a blank like I am because it's
I'm drawing a blank, but I used to know all of them too. But
dude, me too. So don't worry about it. Annapolis.
That I would have never got that one.
Yeah. It's a weird one. It's so close to DC that there's a bunch of military colleges there and everything, and whatever. So yeah, Annapolis, Maryland. So we did that. We did that. Pennsylvania.
That's what was it? It's the one fucking city.
Did you get that one too?
Hartford's Connecticut. I'm just going over the fucking Eastern Seaboard. Philadelphia?
No.
It's not Philadelphia. Oh. We already did New Hampshire.
Yeah, Concord, New Hampshire. I already know that.
I don't know. What's Philadelphia?
Harrisburg.
Never would have got that either.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's one of those because there's Philadelphia's one of the most prominent cities in U.S. history.
Yep.
But
Philadelphia,
just like New York City is not the capital of New York.
The capital of Pennsylvania is a crime.
Right, I agree. But just like New York City is not the capital of New York, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, oh, well, it's easy. But no, it's Albany.
Because Albany's actually older because New York was Dutch at the time. So,
right. There you go.
That's why Albany was the fucking capital of New York while New York Island was Dutch. So.
Yep.
So I know the reason behind that, but why isn't fucking Philadelphia the capital of fucking Pennsylvania, which has always been goddamn fucking Pennsylvania?
I'm just trying to think of more states.
We've pretty much done all.
Colorado.
Of them. Colorado, that's
nope.
Denver.
Yep.
So.
Arizona, we did. New Mexico.
Utah.
Yeah. Salt Lake City.
Yep, that's pretty easy. There's one city in that whole fucking state.
That's a long name. 3 words.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah.
We've done pretty much all of them. I think.
Have we done all of them?
I think we've done all of them. Yeah.
We've done Alabama, Montgomery.
Yep.
We've done that. Mississippi's Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee. Nashville.
Yep.
Canada. Cody, you just were outside.
Yeah, I think we covered all of them.
Illinois is Springfield. Oh, yep. Indiana.
I know this one too because it's the only fucking city in the whole state, and it's right in the middle of it.
Well, there's a couple cities, but it's a pretty easy.
It's the only city that's a city. You know what I mean?
We already did Florida, Tallahassee. I got that.
Tallahassee's the capital of Florida. Yep.
So Indiana, it's once you. I actually had to look this up because I forgot. But once you get it, you'll be like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
I know what it is because I see it. You see it right on the map too. The little star. It's like right in the middle of the fucking state. I drove through it going to a wedding in Ohio, but I'm drawing a
Doubt that.
blank. I'm drawing a blank again. Is it Indianapolis?
It is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bam. It's like it can't be that simple, but yeah, it has to be.
Yep, it's Indianapolis.
So,
Indiana. I'm just trying not to forget any states.
I don't think we have. I think we're pretty set.
It's funny. I've been to like 30, over 30. I think somewhere around there. I haven't actually got the real count. I've been to a lot of states. Like considering, been to like 30
I've been
plus.
to like 7 states.
Right. Yeah. It's like I want to get all 50 knocked off eventually, but I've still got a long ways to go.
For sure.
But yeah, my first 30 years, I've got.
I'll tell you what though, just cross Ohio off. Don't even bother.
Yeah, Ohio's not great. Neither is Indiana.
It's not. It's literally the worst state in the union, and nobody can convince me.
Well, Indiana's pretty bad.
Hey, but at least you know what? Indiana's nicer than Ohio is. That the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is moving from Ohio to Indiana because Ohio's that much of a shitty place.
Yeah, it's still.
How can any place where 2 NFL football teams suck that much?
Well, who gives a fuck about the NFL except retards? But
yeah. Also, who gives a shit about the Bengals and the Browns? Get bent.
Yeah. What are you whining about? Like, what are you doing?
Dog stuff.
Oh my God. People come in and they're like, oh, do these states that you've said 3 fucking times. Jackson, Mississippi. Yes, we've already done that.
Done Mississippi. I even did.
Oh my God, we skipped Massachusetts. We skipped Massachusetts. We did.
Can you tell me what all 3 of the U.S. territories are?
Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands?
No, it's the Philippines.
Philippines? What?
Philippines. Yeah, it's still a U.S. protectorate, I guess. So.
But I got the other 2 right.
Yep, you got Guam, Puerto Rico, yeah.
The Philippines?
The Philippines, still a U.S. protectorate, yeah.
No wonder they're... Never mind.
You could technically go there without a passport if you're an American.
I actually do know, like, you'll like this. I actually do know a lot of Canadian capitals.
Well, I mean, there's only like fucking 13 of them you have to remember.
Sure, but like Ottawa is the Canadian capital. People think it's Toronto. It's not.
Yeah, nobody knows Ottawa. Yeah, which is kind of weird.
So it's Ottawa, and then so Ontario is Toronto.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan is. We'll come back to that. British Columbia is Vancouver.
It is not Vancouver.
It is not Vancouver?
Mm-mm.
Did I fuck that up? Okay, maybe I should just fucking British Columbia. Oh shit! I actually did know that, and I feel really retarded.
It is Victoria.
Yes. Never mind. I don't know shit about Canadian capitals.
Oh come on now! You know where Winnipeg and Regina and Edmonton is.
Yeah, Regina is Saskatchewan, Edmonton is Alberta, and what was the other one you said?
Winnipeg.
Oh, it's
Manitoba,
it's Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Manitoba, yeah.
How about what's the capital of Prince Edward Island?
Don't know.
Charlottetown.
Don't care.
Oh. How about the capital where I'm from, the Northwest Territories?
No idea. Yellowknife? I don't know.
Yellowknife. You are correct. It's the one city in the whole territory.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only fucking city up there. Like,
no, there's.
It's got like what?
And then Crazy Horse.
Yeah, and Quebec is Montreal, of course. Everybody knows that. Montreal. Yeah. And none of it. What? Actually, I don't know the capital of none of it.
Iqaluit.
Yep. Well, that doesn't sound like Viking or anything. That's good.
It's native. It's snow Mexican, whatever they call them, Eskimo.
Snow. A snow Mexican?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Fuck. Oh, snow Mexico. Christ. That's beautiful. I like that. I like that shit. Yeah, if anybody's watching none of it, I want to meet a snow Mexican. It's so fucking beautiful. It's so beautiful. I like that.
Didn't even skip a beat. No Mexican.
They're as far north as Mexico is south to us, so who gives a fuck?
That's fair, yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Mexicans are actually really fun to hang out with. I'm sure snow Mexicans are the same way.
I mean, have you seen their teeth?
Have you seen mine?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're in furious competition right now.
For what?
Right. Exactly.
You growing that mustache?
I'm trying.
I shaved today.
This is 4 days. This is 4 days.
I shaved today and mine's better than yours.
My better half was like, okay, if you want to talk to me at all, like from here on out, you're gonna shave that fucking thing off. And I'm like, nope, it's gonna get worse.
You gotta see what you can do.
It's not good.
No, you gotta
good.
You gotta give it like 2 or 3 weeks.
Dude,
then you can shave it.
Literally in 2 to 3 weeks, it's gonna be a little bit longer.
I mean, should I do 3 weeks as well with the mustache and see?
No, well, I mean, if you want to do a competition, if you want to do a competition, I also want to get that for the FUD series for
sure, exactly. That is the FUD facial hair and like
the long, shitty, unkempt fucking stash. Yeah, it's the walrus stash. Yes, and
for sure. I'll start mine today. Then I shaved today, so like today.
But it's not good. Like that's the thing is, it's not great. Like, why would you do that?
I'll have to do it. Respect the mustache. That is the facial hair of the historian. Thank you, Mike.
Oh, so if I can grow a mustache, I'm officially a historian?
No, but like all the good historians have mustaches. Coincidence? Maybe.
That's very true. Oh, so Dave, I went over there a couple days ago to test out some armor plates that I got in my shop at mikesmilitary.com. And we tested with rifles, and he was like shaving, he was like tired, so he fucked up. So he ended up shaving his entire like facial hair off. And he comes out of it. Yeah, he comes out of his house, and we're gonna go shoot. And I'm like,
who are you? Yeah.
You look a lot fucking different than you usually do. He's like, yeah, most people have never seen me without the goatee.
Yeah.
He looks like a normal dude, but it's like, fuck, if he's watching right now, he looks a lot older.
I've been the same way. Like you get too much, and it's like, God damn it, you have to just take.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I just said fuck it. But his hair is still long, of course. But like
it's always good to just get a fresh start every now and then too, So like,
right, and it's like he's not a bad looking guy. It's just like weird to like, oh shit, we always have the goatee.
Yeah, when you're so used to seeing somebody, it's like when I have the mustache for like a year, and then I shave, and everyone's like, "What the hell? Are you? Who are you?"
Right. Like, that's why this thing's going to keep going, and it pisses her off so much. She's like, you need to get rid of that immediately.
You just got to get like 2 to 3 weeks in it, and I'll do the same thing. I'll do the baseline.
When she stops bitching, I'll shave it.
Well, I mean, you're going to have like full on like...
It doesn't do that, though. I'm trying to tell everybody, like, I'm starting November early, all right?
I mean, that's fair. Are we not shaving until the end of November? Like, what are we doing? I mean, I got to be your baseline here, Mike. Like, we got to do this.
I mean, well, here's the thing. What I'm thinking is, like, we should, I'll try and grow this just to, like, show you guys how shitty it looks and how it is until maybe right before Halloween, right? And then...
That's only 2 weeks. You got to get, like, 3 weeks to fill it out.
No, penis, I don't, because it's not going to fill out. And
mine will.
So, but here's the thing is, I think we should do an actual, like, I've started it right now, but, like, we should have an actual, like, hardcore
like shave the same day type thing?
Yep, shave the same day. We should do it on a live stream. Dry shave.
Dry shave, okay.
You've done it, I've done it, we can do it. It hurts for a bit, and then it goes away.
Yep.
We'll dry shave, and then we'll have, like, check-ins, once or twice a week.
Yep. See how
going in through November. And your shit's going to be looking like, retarded.
I'm going to be like Ron Jeremy. Let's do this.
Yeah. And mine is going to be like Ron Jeremy when he was 14. you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, fair.
so it'll be good, but it'll be horrible at the same time.
For sure.
Holy fuck! What are you whining about?
Dog stuff. Somebody's in
Yes,
the
no,
house.
Patty. I'll be right back. Do you have time? Do you have time? Yeah, right. Do you have time to stay on for a
Yeah, I
couple
can
more
stay on for a
minutes?
little bit.
All right, cool. I'll be back.
Right.
Fucking dog. Come here, you piece of shit.
It's a lot of vodka I've been doing shots of. God, is vodka really good though? My God. My God, is vodka good? Mm. I do like some vodka. And I'm actually really impressed with this if you've never had it before. Big fan. Big fan. You know what? I got some. Change it up a bit. Put a little Michter's in there for the next shot. Alcohol is great. It's great in the same way that a lot of religious people, I tell you, like, well, Jesus saves, but remember, Satan loves you for who you are. So, and booze is kind of the same way. I do like my vodka. I'm a big fan of vodka. So, I'm more of a fan of a cereal vodka. I really like Grey Goose, which is very overpriced. Russian Standard is really good. Finlandia is really good. Vodka that's made from like barley or wheat is kind of my go-to rather than potato vodka, which is what vodka is historically made out of. But oh man, that Michter smells so good. Oh man, yeah. Remember that. So for all you religious people, Jesus saves, but Satan loves you for who you are. Remember that. But I will have to do the shot of Michter's here and then. God, Michter smells so good. It smells like so sweet and so caramelly and so delicious. Mm. Somebody's going to have to go back through and see how many shots I've taken today because I've lost count. I agree, the Mandan. People that say based aren't based. People that say based don't have a full grasp on, RP English, which is like the correct form of English. So. 14? Holy fuck. It's a lot of goddamn shots. You know what I should do? I should celebrate that with a shot. Should celebrate that. I don't know. My last pair of 511 pants is barely hanging on. I've blown the pockets out of it. So maybe it was 14. Somebody will go back through and they'll leave a comment and tell me. Welcome back. What did the dog want?
Just go outside and sniff gopher holes.
Gopher holes. There you go.
So I got
that
angry
sounds like
and
a Cody thing.
I beat the shit out of him, and he came back inside.
Good.
Like the whipped pup that he is.
I mean, he seems to get you to do whatever he wants.
Oh yeah, he's a manipulative fuck, and I'm a pussy. So.
Hear that, Harold? All right, he's good.
Yeah, Harold's good.
He's right there.
Yeah, Harold's a piece of shit though at times.
He's a 1980s Chinese plastic houseplant. So
well, at least back when they made things to last.
I mean, it is really, really good. Dude, if I get hurt between here and the 20 feet to my bed, there's a problem. People are trying to tell me drinking is bad, Mike.
Yeah, well, it is. But like, what's really bad is like the fact that I'm actually kind of liking this hat.
It's a fantastic hat. I love it.
It's actually really, really fucking good.
It's really comfortable too. And
What
like,
the fuck?
Hello?
I didn't close the door all the way.
And so he got out?
No, he got in. He's like, he just busted on the door and he's like staring at me. Go lay down.
And alcohol isn't bad. Drinking alcohol isn't bad. Drinking alcohol to excess is bad.
No, alcohol's poison. It literally is.
It is
We've
poison,
talked
but
about
like,
this.
you know what else is poison? High fructose corn syrup. But that doesn't stop America.
Oh no, you said you love it though. You were like, yeah, it's fine. I love it.
Okay, you know what? So like, I fluctuate depending on how I'm feeling between like communist and like Mr. Krabs capitalist.
Mr. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah. So like, I am like, capitalism would be great if everybody was Mr. Krabs. You know what I mean? But like, since not everybody is Mr. Krabs, you know.
Oh shit, we got one that you have to take the lead on.
Oh, okay. The 1882 Winchester. Ooh, God. Well, I'm taking the Snyder probably because the Snyder's going to have a more consistent ammo supply. It's been well established by then, so.
And I have no idea, but the 1882 Winchester is a great rifle.
It is a great rifle, but the provisional government would have bought them off the shelf and ammo from America and haven't been making their own. Whereas going up against the Canadian government, their own government arsenals and their own fuck tons of troops entirely surrounding Saskatchewan and government arsenals probably.
Right. And I'm just saying this because I have no fucking clue about that.
Well, the Snyder is a conversion.
No. I know about the guns, but like, I have no idea about this particular battle and like this conflict.
Well,
but since he's Canadian and you're Canadian,
yeah,
you would.
Well, obviously, Saskatchewan lost. So, but it happens a lot. There's been a lot of actually like.
What, Saskatchewan losing? That happens a lot? No way.
No, there's been a lot of weird battles in Canada, like internal strife battles in Canada that a lot of people don't know about. So Canada is really, really good at putting down natives and revolutions. So,
well, they're obviously not that good at revolutions. I mean, let's be honest here.
You know what? A lot of the revolutions Canada's really, really put down. There was a big Irish Revolution that the Canadians like.
Oh, weird. The Irish were whining about their living conditions. Weird.
Well, they actually came over from America and invaded Canada and tried to establish a foothold, and they got really fucked by Canada. And,
good. Fuck the Irish.
Yeah, and then there was quite a few native uprisings. The last one being in the 90s that was very violently put down by the Canadian government. And to the point where it is considered in the history books a massacre. And
well, I mean, some people might think about that as
about the treatment of like natives in the Americas. Everyone says the U.S. treated their natives really, really bad. Well, they keep trying to build schools on public land in Canada and finding mass graves of Native American children that the Canadians have put in the ground. So
yeah, let's not go against modern woke history. Yeah. The Americans, the United States is the worst. They treated them the worst. And
the Canadians can't collect benefits and shit like that in Canada and stuff like that because Canada murdered them all that had land that was worth taking. A lot of people don't know that. Whereas the U.S. is like, now they get free healthcare and free education and, casinos and all that other cool jazz and a monthly stipend and stuff in the United States. In Canada, that doesn't happen because they killed them all.
Which my whole position in that argument is, yeah, shit happens. Like, it's bad. It's not good. I don't like people killing each other. However,
the bad thing is like the Canadians killed natives on a grand scale until 1992.
Woo!
So that's very the modern era. Like,
but let's go to Canada. Canada, everything's better.
Right. No, there's a lot of stuff Canada's done wrong, and there's a lot of stuff Canada's done right, but like healthcare isn't one of them for one. Fuck everyone that says Canadian healthcare
Well,
works.
here,
'Cause it
how about
doesn't.
this? How about this? There's a reason you don't live in Canada anymore.
No,
right?
there's a reason I don't live there anymore. Yeah. So, like,
Let's just break it down to the bare bones. If it was so good, you'd still be there.
yeah, for sure. No, there's definitely reasons I live in the United States now. That's for sure. But Canada's gorgeous. The air is clean. People are
Yes.
the people outside of Quebec are relatively friendly, and
Well, right. It's basically like it's an extension of the U.S. Like as far as culture is concerned. Like
yeah,
every Canadian that I met, they're a little bit more stingy with their money, which is annoying.
yeah.
And they're kind of like passive aggressive, but like I'm used to it because this is where I grew up.
Minnesota, yeah, that's this area, yeah.
But it's pretty much the same culture we've got. Like we speak the same language. It's very. It might be because I live a couple hours from the Canadian border, but like
For sure. It's basically
it's
the United States for most intents and purposes.
right. Like the culture, not the government and all that shit, but like
No, North America is a culture, like it is itself.
right,
You know,
right.
so.
And that's the thing is like it's because Canada has a very similar kind of past as the United States with the British
upbringing,
the French influence, all that stuff. And it's dude, if I meet a Canadian and I'm like, oh, you're from Canada because you whine a lot more, but like the culture is the same.
For sure, yeah, it is the same, and the only difference really between the Canada and the United States is you can't buy as many guns in Canada, and the air's cleaner, and there's French people.
Right. Well, that's the thing is like, so if I were to ever like, if shit got really nasty here, I would just go to the middle of nowhere in Canada and try to survive.
Dude, just move up to the territories. Nobody gives a fuck what.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not talking like along the border where 90% of the population resides. I'm talking, I would go out to the middle of fucking nowhere, have a well dug.
Yeah, move out to like Crazy Horse in the Yukon and just live on your own in the Rocky Mountains and just fuck everything.
Right. And it's like that's a plan that I have.
For sure.
But
you know
yeah.
People always get as much as I beg on the French part of Canada because they're terrible, they're French people. My God, are the people incredibly attractive there. So
yeah. Yeah, well, you got like British, Scandinavian natives, and French people.
It's a lot of French mixed with natives in Quebec.
That's like and that's the thing is like,
God, is that attractive?
So those are my ancestors. They came down from Canada. My ancestors are actually on my mom's side from Three Rivers, Canada. Like my uncle, my rich uncle, the fucking asshole that he is, went to Three Rivers and actually found the rock of like one of our ancestors of like this is where so and so put their homestead in 17 whatever or 16 whatever, and then they my ancestors were literally voyageurs.
Yeah.
Literally, like we went up to
everyone was back then. Canada was a fucking British Empire business proposition for the most
right.
part.
And so my ancestors on my mom's side, they're all French Canadian, all of them. With her dad and her mom, they're all French Canadian. They all came from Canada, but they're French.
Yep.
They spoke French in their home. Like my grandma, my great uncle, her brother. We would be playing games when I was a kid.
So I'm going to stop you right there. Let me guess. They used to get in arguments, and when they would argue, they'd switch into French, and it would be weird, and nobody would understand it.
But they'd be yelling at each other in French, and they'd be like very emotional about it, and like screaming. And then,
you know how
my great uncles,
because you told me 2 streams ago.
Yes, but like we're talking for the people that
haven't been here.
I got a lot of new viewers since the last stream or 2 streams ago.
Man, I got 4 new subscribers since the last stream.
I've gotten quite a few of them, but yeah. So my ancestors are, it's that, and it's like that close too. Like they spoke French in their household when they were kids, and
well, after the British took over, so after the New France got ceded to the British, they actually really heavily repressed a lot of the French.
Right.
And they moved them all down to. They moved the Acadians down to what is now Louisiana.
Yes. Yep.
Which is where the term Cajun comes from. So
yeah, because that's a bunch of different cultures coming together. The
yeah,
language, dude. People from rural
the
like Louisiana, like
Acadians were the first refugees in American history. So
right, but it's like you go down there and their accent is still there, and it's like you cannot understand a goddamn word they're saying.
I don't know. I probably will français mon ami.
Good for you.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so, yeah, it's funny that like most of this area, like in Wisconsin, where I'm from, was settled by French Canadians, not
For sure. It's a
the.
lot of the upper Midwest and everything out to Montana, actually.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, we all spread the word we can maybe get Mike over 100K by the end of the year. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I appreciate that, but yeah, I want that silver play button. I've worked fucking
Yeah, so we could
almost
shoot it.
right. You can shoot yours when you get it, if you get it.
I am definitely gonna shoot mine when we get it. We're gonna find out how bulletproof it is. If we do get it, we're gonna blow that fucker up.
Right. But I'm
And
gonna
here's
have
the thing,
mine.
I'll do it with YouTube ad money to buy ammo to shoot the play button.
There you go. Oh, so now David Wagner comes in.
See, he agrees. We got to shoot your silver play button.
No, we're
Red
not doing
wanted.
that.
We got to
We're not
shoot it
doing
with YouTube ad revenue funds.
Well, okay. So if we put it in a place that's not going to fuck up the text or whatever.
Oh no, we could literally just take the metal part out of the like plaque they gave you, just the play button, and shoot that. You could still have the text. We could.
Oh,
just
dude, no. It's different now. Like it's
Oh, it's like a. Oh.
it's been different for years. It's like it's an actual like big like tablet sized fucking piece of metal.
Yeah, let's shoot it. Here's the thing. I'm probably never going to get to 100,000. I probably won't even cross 4,000 this year, and I'm only like 200 away. Not even 200 away. So.
Well, that could change. But again, I've been working for fucking 8 years on this bitch. And finally. It's
That's
almost
fair.
there. It's
That's
almost
fair.
there. Yeah, we'll see about the shooting thing. Okay, here we go. December 1918, Mennonites with G98s versus Soviet Army with M91 Mosins. Alberta is best. Oh, Alberta is the best province. Yeah, so he's from Alberta, of course. Holy shit. I have no idea what he just typed. Like, I have no idea about that conflict or whatever.
So it's World War One. So this is kind of after the Soviets are kind of leaving the war, but they're kind of not. So basically this is where the point where the Russian Empire has swapped Soviet. Like the western part of the country is fully gone Soviet. The military's gone Soviet at this point. And they're trying to sue for a better peace deal with the German Empire. It's late 1918. That's what that is. So, would you rather have the full-on 1891 Imperial Mosin or a full-on Gewehr 98? Basically, and this is going to be in fall-winter of 1918.
I'd rather have a 98.
I think I'd rather have a 98 too.
The 91, the sights of the 91 are great.
Yeah, they are. They
They
got the Konvalov sights, right?
I don't remember, but like
and the Germans have the Langevisier, right?
Langevisier, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I should know it. It's the Konvalov or Konvalov.
So basically, okay. How about this? We'll just sum it up like this: if I'm ever given a choice between a 98 action of whatever kind of actions happened after the 1898 Gewehr 98 or an M91 action, I'm going to choose the 98 action.
I would take the rimless double stacked flush fit magazine,
Right.
over the barrel's lengths are going to be the same, the power is going to be relatively the same, the sight picture is going to be relatively the same, the
Yep.
handling is going to be relatively the same, but
Well, the
rimless
handling,
ammo,
that's where I disagree with you. Like the handling on a
it's
98
still a
bolt.
straight handle bolt action. Like it's going to be
Yes, but
mostly
like the way the 98 set up the bolt, it's longer. A,
yeah.
B, for whatever reason it's smoother.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure it's smoother because you're not fighting as much spring
So
tension.
that's why I'd say like I disagree with you on the handling is the same because it's like the 91, you always have that. It's
But
not just a
for all intents and purposes, it's going to handle the same way, is what I mean.
okay.
That's what I'm talking about as far as operation goes. We're not
Yep.
getting into the finite details of this because it's 1918 and nobody gives a fuck. Um, but I would take the Mauser 98 because the rimless ammo is going to be just a lifesaver. So
Right in the magazine system, the
the
fucking
fact that
yeah,
you can't
it's
fuck up the magazine, the fact that you don't have to
right.
worry about rim jam, it's going to be a smoother action. You're going to get more leverage on it because of the longer bolt stem. It's going to be a better rifle overall, especially with the Longevisier sights, which has a secondary thing that a lot of people don't know about. Having that big U notch in the back that kind of
Yeah.
obstructs your vision is actually a really good close quarters point and shoot. You just put your
Yep.
target in that
Yep.
U notch, and
Yep.
basically you're going to hit them.
That is a fair point. Yeah,
Which is
definitely.
something a lot of people seem to disregard when they say, with the Gewehr 98 would have been terrible in trench warfare. I'm like, well, no, basically you just put somebody's silhouette in that U and you're going to
Right.
hit them.
Yep. You put
So,
the front sight somewhere within there, and it's
as
going to hit.
long as it's in there, you're going to hit them,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's a really, really good close range sight actually because of that. And a lot of people don't factor that in.
Yeah, that's a
So
great point.
98 is definitely the go to over the 91 Mosin for sure.
Yep. Agreed.
2 hours. Look at that.
Shit, look at that. Yeah, 2 hours, 1 second, and 54.
2 hours, 1 minute.
Jesus, yeah. 2 hours, 1 minute, and 50, or just 2:02 right now.
Yep.
There we go.
202.
And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with the stream.
I
It
think I am
was
too. I definitely it's 8:30. I got up at like 2:30 this morning. So
that's fun.
but I get to sleep until like 5 o'clock tomorrow. So
Dude, I took a nap today. Like I haven't taken a nap in weeks, and I literally slept so hard. When I was woken up, I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, I'll make breakfast." And my better half was like,
it's 5 p.m.
"It's 5." Yeah, it's 5, and I'm like, "What? Oh shit!" Like, wow. But I was sleeping so hard. It was insane.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
wish if I sleep that hard tonight. I mean, I have had somebody will have to leave a comment with how many shots I've done. If I sleep that hard, that'd be pretty great. So,
well, if you do shots, you're not going to sleep that hard.
I did quite a lot of shots, so passing out's the same thing as sleeping good. So,
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
so I get to sleep
But
till 5 a.m. tomorrow, which is like an hour later than I normally do. So,
right. That's
I can't
beautiful.
complain. Which reminds me, I got to change my alarm, or otherwise I'll be pissed when it goes off at 2.
Yep. There you go.
Bam! Look at that. We're set.
All right. Well, you can go to sleep. You can
That's
do
right.
your little whatever.
Finish my water. By the way, best seltzer brand.
It's okay.
I like
I
Polar.
like.
They got a ton of different weird flavors, which are really good.
Yeah, but it's like there's bubbly, there's La Croix, and there's that, and
I say
that
Polar's
is.
at the top. It's like so carbonated it hurts your mouth, and I kind of like
I
that.
don't like carbonation though. Like you know that. Like I
Oh yeah,
shake.
fair. It's so carbonated it hurts your mouth.
Yeah, it's not great unless you like that. But like, hey, it's
But the orange vanilla and the cherry lime flavor.
Orange vanilla, that'd be like an orange dream. Yeah,
Yep,
that's
that's what I got right now. It's orange vanilla. They got 180 different flavors of seltzer. 180.
yeah,
different
they're all
flavors.
fake too.
What do you mean?
The flavors, they're all fake.
What do you mean?
What are the ingredients on there? Read it.
Carbonated water and natural flavors, literally right there.
Natural flavors. That means they're fake flavors that
That's
are
what artificial
derived
is for.
from. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there isn't a lot of artificial flavor seltzers out there, so
Well, Clear American. Well, it's not a seltzer, but like
that's not a seltzer. That's a Walmart brand fucking.
it's
Diet
carbonated
soda.
water with aspartame in it.
It's basically diet soda that's flavored.
Yeah, it ain't great.
Well, like no, I like the Polar brand because they got so many different weird flavors, and I like that. So,
Nobody gives a fuck.
well, they were the first ones to do it. They've been doing it since it says in the can since like 1889 or something like that.
Well, let's see. That's right, 1999. But you just were 100 years off.
No, it's the 1800s, something 1880s.
Mm. All right, peoples. We shall see you later. Thanks for all the super chats. Good questions, by the way.
I
It
appreciate
actually was
it.
very stimulating. Like
Subscribe to Devin K on YouTube. Support the Patreon. We're almost to $100 a month. That'd be great.
don't subscribe to
some
Devin.
Tokarev funds because Mike peer pressured me into getting a Tokarev.
Well, I've been peer pressuring you for
You have been peer
years
pressuring
now.
me for a long
Years
time.
now.
Yeah.
Years now.
Years.
And
It's been like 2 years you've been peer pressuring me to get a Tokarev.
And you're not going to be sorry.
I hope not. We don't know. It's not here yet. It might not have a barrel or anything.
You're so fucking retarded.
I'm not ruling anything out till I have it in my hand and it works.
And then you're going to be like, oh shit, I got this in my CNR. I might have to order another one. I'll just eat ramen noodles for the next couple weeks. But like, hey.
I mean, I do got a lot of ramen noodles.
Yeah, you could do it then.
I mean, to be fair, if I was a billionaire, I'd still eat ramen noodles. I'd just have 2.
That's not good.
I don't care. I grew up poor. I love ramen noodles.
Okay.
All right. Before we end it, what's the best flavor of ramen noodles? Go.
Shrimp. Spicy shrimp.
Picante chicken.
Probably came after I realized I can't eat wheat.
That's fair.
But
Picante chicken's a relatively new flavor. Fuck, is it good, though?
But yeah, that's why I said spicy shrimp was my favorite. Like, it was like, oh, fucking good.
For sure.
And
second best ramen noodle flavor.
Spicy beef.
Pork.
Yeah, well, that was weak in my opinion. It was not.
I like pork, and nobody buys it. So whenever they put them on sale for like 10 cents a packet, the pork ones are always there, and I love pork.
Right. But it's weak, but if you're hungry, it's good. Yeah, David Wagner Woodworks, shut the fuck up.
Beef is like the basic white girl answer. It would be chicken and then beef if you were a basic white girl.
Spicy beef, I said, motherfucker.
I know, but he said beef.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's because David's a fucking basic bitch. He has nothing to live for except grading ramen noodles, on a live stream. Fucking, he's just like this gay little troll.
I don't know. And he does a lot of cool stuff with wood. He knows how to handle some wood.
Blah blah blah. It'd be funny to shoot the M44 right now and wake the neighbors up. That'd be fun.
You could.
No, we did that over 4th of July when there was a huge white trash white trash fest. Yep. Oh, we did that. He took out his 300 and it was loud as fuck, and all of a sudden there was no sound coming from there. It's like, well, you're in God's country now, motherfucker.
That's right. Hey, but just remember the best words that I could ever leave you with on this stream before we end it. Remember, Jesus saves, but the devil loves you for who you are. Remember that.
Whoops. Very true.
So,
all right, fuckers. We'll see you probably on Friday. Thanks for all the super chats, all the interaction. Good stuff. Bye.